We're going to talk about Osnaps or object snaps. One of the main things we need to do when we draw something is it must be accurate. Okay, can't be close enough. Okay, if I take and draw a line, whoops, if I take and draw a line, I'm going to take F8 off so I can draw it anywhere. Okay, and I want to draw another line that goes from the end of that, and I'm going to go like, oh, I'll get real close here. And I'll go, oh, it's right there. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now if I zoom up on it, okay, not too good. Didn't meet. So if I delete that, okay, this time I'll draw a line and I'll be really exact. There we go. Okay, really close. Not too good. Okay, I'll draw another line and I'll get, oh, that looks really good. Okay, if I get close, I'll never be able to meet that line. Okay, we can't draw like that. Okay, right now I have our object snaps off, and what I'm going to do is going to take a look at using some of those object snaps and what they are. Okay, the object snaps are down here. It's the little square with the orange square on the side, or you should know that F3 turns your object snap on and off. They're on now, they're off now. Now depending on what I have set, if I go to draw a line, okay, if I go here you'll see a green square. If I hover just for a second you'll see endpoint. I go a little farther, I'll see midpoint, a triangle. I go a little farther, I got another endpoint. I might go over here and may be able to find the intersection, okay, or the center. Okay, those are all object snaps. Now I'm going to go in first. Okay, and I'm going to go to my object snap settings, and these are my running object snaps. Okay, when I go to draw something, if I hover near something, it will try to find the endpoint, the midpoint, the center. Okay, I'm going to clear them all, okay, to show you different ones. Now, sometimes you might want to put your toolbar on for it, and I go to Tools, Toolbars, AutoCAD, and I've got Object Snap, and those are my object snaps up there. That's all the ones we had there. Or when I'm in the middle of a command, I can hold my shift button down. Okay, hold my shift button, right click, and there you'll see your object snaps. Now I use that a lot. Okay, now we're going to look at different ones. So let's say that I want to draw a line, okay, from the endpoint of this line. Okay, I go here and I turn on endpoint, which is this one right here. Okay, now it'll snap to any endpoint, that one, this one, here, any entity that has an endpoint. Now notice if I go to a circle, it doesn't find any. I could draw one from this endpoint on this octagon, the endpoints on these lines, the endpoints of the triangle. So I'll click on it. Now it wants to know where I want the second point. If I want a line going connected for some reason to this endpoint here, I go to endpoint again and put it on. Okay, I'm going to delete that for a second. Now we will put our running object snap on. So if I go to object snaps, endpoint, I put it on. Now when I go to draw a line, I can always find the endpoint. I can draw from the endpoint from there to there, to that endpoint. Okay, no matter what object I go to, it will find the endpoint. Again, I'm going to turn these off so that you can see each one. Okay, the next one is midpoint, and midpoint does exactly that. It'll find the midpoint. Oops, the midpoint. Okay, there's the midpoint of that line. You'll see it is a triangle. Okay, if I go to this line, it'll find the midpoint of that line, or the midpoint of that line, or that line, or that little line there. Okay, and see the little triangle? So if I want to draw from the midpoint of there, then I could go and draw maybe to the end point of there. Okay, that is midpoint. Okay, the next one is the intersection. So if I want to draw a line where these two come together, I will go to intersection. There's the intersection. You'll see it's an X. Okay, and then I can go up here, and if I wanted another intersection, again, I could hold my shift right click, go down to intersection, and find that intersection there. Okay, so wherever two entities, now doesn't have to be two lines. If I wanted to draw a line from where this circle touches that rectangle, I go to intersection. There's the intersection. Click on it, and now it's right at that intersection. Okay, the next one is a parent intersection. Okay, that is if I have two objects like this object here and this line here, these two lines. If I wanted to draw a line right where they would come together if they were continued, that is the apparent intersection. So if I draw a line and I pick a parent intersection and then pick this line and that line, notice as soon as I pick that line, you'll see the green X there. If I click, now I'm going to draw a line where that apparent intersection was, where these two come together. If I do the extend command here, and I extend this one there, that one there, you'll see that's exactly where they met. Okay. The next one is extension. Now extension's pretty neat. I don't use it too much, but it is kind of nice. If I wanted to draw a line somewhere along, if I extended this line, except I want it up here, but I want it to be an extension of that. If I draw a line and pick extend, now when I pick that, notice I get the green line and it will extend, okay, right where that extension would be. Okay, so that point right there was an extension of where that line is. Okay, the next one is the center. That's pretty self-explanatory, but if I want to draw a line exactly at the center of this circle, I could pick center. Okay, now you won't see anything till you hover over the circle itself, then you'll see the little circle there. I can either pick when that circle's there, or once it puts the little crosshairs there, I can click on the center there, and there it points to the center. So if I wanted to draw a line between the center of this guy and the center of this one, okay, that would draw that right there. The next one is quadrant. Okay, every circle has 4 quadrants. At 0 degrees, 90, 180, and 270. Okay, so if I want to draw a line right at that quadrant of that circle, I'll go to quadrant. Now notice if I pick there, you'll see a triangle, I mean a diamond, and that will pick the quadrant. Okay, so I'm going to go to this quadrant up here, or this one. I could go to quadrant again. There's that diamond, and that will draw it from that quadrant to that quadrant. Okay, the next one is tangent. So if I want to draw a line, okay, to the tangent from somewhere out here, tangent to this circle. Okay, a tangent point only touches that circle once. If I were to draw a line here and put it right there, okay, if I extended that, that would touch that circle twice. A tangent only will touch it once. So if I draw a line, click it here, and I pick, whoops, click it here. Try this one more time. If I got a line, click it here, that's better. And I go to tangent. Now notice I'll get a little circle with a line on it. It's a tangency. You'll see the tangent. Or I could pick the tangent down here. Okay, so I want it up here. Click on that and it will automatically go to the tangent. If I have 2 circles, I want to draw a line. Tangent, this circle, tangent. Now notice it goes all around, the rubber band goes all around that circle and it just keeps touching it. Now if I come down to this one, okay, Now it will draw it between that tangent and that tangent. What you have to be careful of, okay, is that you pick the right one. So I could pick this tangent, and if I wanted to go here, but I went to tangent, pick this circle over here, okay, I've got the wrong tangent. Delete some of these lines. Okay, the next one is perpendicular. That will draw a line perpendicular. So if I draw a line that I want to be perpendicular to that line, okay, notice when I move it along, it will automatically make a 90-degree with that line. Okay, so that is perpendicular. Okay, the next one is insert. Now we use the insert object a couple times, and we use it on a text. Okay, it's that little blue dot right there when we insert the text, and we use it on blocks that we'll do later. Okay, so if I want to draw a line from where I put that text to where I inserted it, I could go here into snap to insert. There is the insert right there. Okay, and I can draw a line from there. The last one here is node, and node is a point. Okay, we will do points later. I'm not going to do points right now. Now, we always want this object snap to be on. Okay, and I like to have certain ones running. Now I did skip one. Okay, I skipped nearest. Okay, now nearest comes in handy. So I want to draw a line here, and I just want to touch this line, and I don't care where, but I want to touch it exactly. I can right click and I can pick nearest, and there it will pick it anywhere along that line or this line or that line. Okay, so if I wanted it right there, now it is absolutely touching that. Okay, but not at a specific spot. Another one that's handy is the geometric center. Okay, and we drew a line from the center of the circle. That was pretty easy. Now what if I want to draw a line from the center of that octagon? Okay, so if I go here, I'll right click and I will see geometric center. Okay, notice when I touch that, now I get the geometric center of that. Now that'll work on anything that we use the polygon command. So this is a rectangle. I can draw a line here from the geometric center. Right there is the center of that rectangle, or even I can do it right here, the geometric center of that triangle. Okay, now again, I'd like to have some on all the time. Okay, endpoint, midpoint, and center you definitely want on. Geometric center is handy. Quadrant is handy. Intersection is good. Okay, I like perpendicular and tangent. Okay, the rest of them I don't want to put on, and sometimes like nearest will really mess you up. So I like to put those on and keep them on, and I have my object snaps running, and I draw that way. So always put your object snap on.